Hi there, everyone. Thanks for joining us. So happy you are here for another informative weekend edition of Jamaica Magazine. Welcome aboard for the half-hour journey. I'm your host, Adrian Atkinson. Inside today's pages, we are exploring matters of health, opportunities for sustainable farming, and other stories on Jamaica's development. Stick around for these and much more right after the break. You don't want to miss it.
Public passenger vehicle operators and commercial carriers, renew your road license online. It's as easy as 1-2 click. Visit the Transport Authority website at www.ta.org.jm. Choose your license type and click Apply Now. Sign in or create an account with your email address and complete the application process, uploading all relevant documents. Make payment using a debit or credit card. Once your application is approved, the Transport Authority will email you to collect your sticker. Pick up your sticker in office or utilize our courier service. Once the sticker is collected, your digital road license will be emailed to you. For more information, call the Transport Authority toll-free at 888-991-5687.
Thanks again for joining us. Between irregular rainfall patterns, we are sometimes affected by periods of drought, where there's a lengthy time of sunny hot days and no rain. Let's learn about drought, its impact, and how we can manage through this weather event.
At certain points during the year, you will hear the word drought, followed by the phrase water conservation. But why is this? Why do we have droughts? And why can't we use water as we please? After all, it will rain at some point, and we'll have more, right? Well, yes and no. To understand why this is not so simple, we first need to understand what a drought is, the causes, its impacts, and what can be done about it. A prolonged dry period in the natural climate cycle that can and does happen all over the world is called a drought. It is due to a lack of or insufficient rainfall, causing serious water shortages. Increasingly, droughts are being caused by human activities too. Just by existing, we impact the planet, and rapid population growth puts pressure on the land to grow more food. That leads to over-farming. An intense use of marginal land exhausts the soil, making it harder for crops to grow. Another problematic farming practice is excessive irrigation. This disrupts many essential balances in the soil and leads to water loss. Overgrazing by animals also adds to the human causes. Deforestation is another cause. Trees are important for rainfall, so cutting them down interferes with the water cycle. In addition, by cutting down trees, the roots no longer bind the soil and erosion ensues. Another one that we don't think about is migration. Should we find our home and community in devastation, chances are we're going to move to find greener pastures. The problem with that is that it puts more stress on said greener pasture, with the possibility of that area's resources also depleting. Now that we've looked at the causes, let's look at the types of droughts. The first is called a meteorological drought. This is where weather specialists look at the amount of rainfall that the country experiences and compare it to the traditional norms. Depending on how the rainfall level compares to the normal limit, then meteorologists will characterize the drought as normal, severe, or extreme. This will then lead to a hydrological drought, which occurs when our water supplies, such as our reservoirs, become depleted due to the lack of rainfall. And because there is little water to go around, this may lead to an agricultural drought, where low rainfall and little water in our reservoirs lead to a shortfall in water irrigation needed for plants. In Jamaica, the dry season begins in December and continues until April. During this period, we experience a meteorological drought, and a hydrological drought usually follows rapidly due to the strains on water systems. And all of this could lead to a socioeconomic drought, as the demand for economic goods exceeds supply as a result of the water shortage. Once you've learned what a drought is, you know its first impact is on our water resources. When water is scarce, all life forms are at risk. Water habitats such as rivers, ponds, and wetlands decrease, and can cease to exist. Droughts affect plant life, which affects animal life, both of which affect human existence. It affects livelihoods, where professions that depend on agriculture become vulnerable. It destabilizes the economy when households and industries are affected, leading to rationing and conflicts over water resources. Also price gouging due to the food shortages caused by unavailability of goods because of a drought. It increases the risk of destruction. With the dryness of vegetation caused by a drought, the risk of wildfires becomes more likely. Health issues develop when there is a lack of water, causing poor sanitation. Now, how can we ensure our sustainability? To protect water supplies during a drought, among the short-term responses you will see from the government is water trucking. Over the medium term, practices of rainwater harvesting are encouraged and employed, so too reforestation of critical watersheds, along with the promotion and support of tree planting exercises. In the long term, water recycling. This is a process where wastewater is converted into water that can be used for different purposes. So what can you do in the meantime? Water conservation, going back to that word we spoke of in the beginning. We should not only conserve water during periods of drought, but certainly during those times it becomes paramount. And we should not take water leakages for granted, as this is wasting a precious commodity that you and others need. Support government initiatives to develop alternative water resources and practice rainwater harvesting. And finally, use efficient irrigation systems that will help reduce water wastage in agriculture. Addressing issues of drought requires everyone to be on board. The government will put the necessary systems in place, but citizens need to play our part to help mitigate the effects on our environment and society.
The Joint Select Committee of Parliament reviewing the Domestic Violence Act wants to hear from you. Review the Act and share your opinions with the committee. You can find a copy of the Act on the Parliament's website at www.japarliament.gov.jm under the heading Publications. Once you have reviewed the Act, submit your written opinions by Tuesday, April 30, 2024 to Clerk to the Houses, Gordon House, 81 Duke Street, Kingston, or clerk@japarliament.gov.jm. Let your voice be heard.
The use of technology is helping to transform the way we work, creating efficiency in service delivery. This is the transformative nature of government institutions like the National Land Agency. In this next feature, we'll see how the NLA is using unmanned aerial vehicles to more efficiently deliver its various services.
The National Land Agency NLA is on a mission to maintain a reliable land information infrastructure that facilitates proper administration and sustainable development. The NLA is executing that mission with an eye on delivering excellent service that takes advantage of cutting-edge technology. Several drones owned and operated by the NLA are part of the technological transformation behind the agency's enhanced delivery of service to clients. In 2018, when the entity commenced acquisition of unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs or drones, it was just for its photogrammetry activities to aid in mapping and surveying.
The approach we're using prior to 2019, the technology behind it was becoming obsolete, and we were having challenges finding parts for the equipment that we were using because it was primarily mechanical at the time. And having done the research, realized that what we wanted to do or what we were doing could have been done utilizing drones. The other side of the equation was the fact that we needed to be more efficient and also find ways of being cost effective in doing what we were doing. We managed to get a core set of officers trained and implemented what we call train the trainer. So having trained a core set, we then utilize that same set of officers to train others within the unit. I think it's one of the best moves we would have made on the side of the agency, because in terms of the transformation that it has brought about.
Since then, the NLA has expanded the use of drone technology beyond mapping and surveying to other areas of its operations, such as land valuation and estate management.
For mapping, we need to capture imagery of areas all across the island for various purposes. So, if we need imagery to capture how the slope of a particular property is, then we capture the imagery for that. Or we'll capture the imagery for a town, and we will use that to update our maps in-house. Cadastral surveys, they want to be able to find boundaries, precise boundaries, and the drones can actually assist in that regard.
Drones make it possible for the National Land Agency to capture aerial images in areas with rugged and challenging terrain, which otherwise would have been difficult and costly to execute.
We do spend less time now to get the same work done, and we get that work done at higher quality and with greater precision. And so, for example, for valuation, we've done properties that are over 1,000 acres, and before a valuator would actually take more than 5 days to actually peruse the property to find out what is there, and they wouldn't really get everything that's on ground. They would just get the best, they'll do the best that they can. But now we can take half a day to do that with the drones, and we have imagery of everything. And so what you find as well, in addition to the efficiency, the capital outlay, the money that we spend is much more efficient now as well.
Aerial images captured with the drones are processed using other technology to create the various maps and three-dimensional products.
These data are then returned to us in the photogrammetric section that we use different technology, mainly drone to map, to stitch these these digital files together in order to create what we call an orthophoto. From this orthophoto, we can extract whatever information we need, mainly like roads, building, drain, and a contour to create what we call either digital or paper-based map. And what we find with the drone images, we can have accuracy up to 5 centimeters. This we couldn't achieve before. Generally, the accuracy from the aerial photos we had before was like 5 meters, plus or minus 5 meters. Now we are down to 5 centimeters. So it greatly helps us in producing highly accurate map for the agency and the country at large.
As it relates to creation of cadastral maps, we are exploring the extent to which that can actually be done.
And so one of the products that we're creating, and this is kind of a futuristic product that we're experimenting with, is a 3D cadaster where we now give a real-life look to what the data is out there.
The future is technology, and the National Land Agency is embracing this future as it continues to deliver improved services to support Jamaica's sustainable development and economic growth.
Road safety time and time to slow down. Cut the speed, let it up and go. The road code and up, play. Use the light in a night or day. Speed kills when you're in a hurry. Hit the child and then you cry sorry. But if you decode the speed, nobody life would bleed. please look out for us when we're crossing the road.
How much water are you drinking every day? Are you getting your daily fill? In our next feature, we'll learn the importance of drinking sufficient amounts of water.
Approximately 60% of our body is made up of water. It is recommended that we drink 8 ounces 8 times throughout the day, every day. But why drink water when we can all consume something way more fun? Well, if it's alcohol, did you know that too much can lead to stomach problems? Or how about sodas? They have no nutritional benefit. Yeah, it's just sugar. Also, too much sugar from the drinks you consume can increase your risks of heart disease, weight gain, high blood pressure, and inflammation. On the other hand, drinking water not only prevents dehydration, but will combat these issues. Drinking water can also help adjust your mood. It can prevent and treat headaches, as well as keep you from a hangover when applied in between giddy refreshments. All that sounds good, but you may be thinking, surely there are other ways to deal with those issues. So why drink water? Why? Why? You may say. Well, here are some fun facts. Drinking lots of water gives you wonderful skin. That's right. Water helps to clear up those pimples and wrinkles from premature aging. All before them young. We're getting off topic here. Water helps to control your weight. Yeah, it has no calories. When you drink sugary drinks that are high in calories, you are stacking on those pounds. But water keeps you full and staves off any cravings you may have. Hello, excess fat, where? Sing with me, trim and keep going to the gym though. Keep going to the gym. Water helps to regulate your blood pressure. Dehydration can cause drops in your blood pressure that could harm your internal organs. But drinking lots and lots of water helps you maintain a healthy blood flow consistency. A more fun fact, if you're going to give blood, drinking lots of water beforehand keeps you from acting boozy. I mean getting woozy. That is to the point of fainting from lowered blood pressure. So, drink your water and be sure to donate. You could save a life. Water also regulates your blood temperature. Yeah, drinking water helps to reduce strain on your body during exercise and helps to maximize your physical performance. It gets your kidneys functioning properly. Yes, those kids need, get it? Kidney needs lots of water. Water helps the kidneys preserve the body's homeostasis. There we go. Flushing too little water through the kidneys can lead to kidney stones. You see, water helps to dissolve minerals and nutrients in the body and remove waste. If there isn't enough water, these minerals and nutrients build up in the kidney and become kidney stones. When there is waste in the kidney, it forces other vital organs to work much harder than they would have had to. These issues can lead to kidney disease and kidney failure. But drinking a lot of water keeps the kidneys happy and healthy and functioning properly. Gosh, I need some water after that. Drinking water makes digestion way better. Water intake dilutes your stomach acid and helps food waste to pass through the body much easier. Without this, you may find yourself suffering from heartburn, constipation, feel that burn, and stomach ulcer. Now what is happening here? Your stomach would have been experiencing increased concentrations of acid because your intestines could not break down the food you consumed. Neither could it transport food waste through your body, all because you did not drink enough water. Joint problems? Say no more. Water helps form the necessary lubrication for your joints to prevent friction and pain as the body moves. Yeah, lotion for your bones. It makes your brain function better. Bet you didn't know that, huh, brainiac? And overall, water boosts you up. Is that the saying? I don't know. All I'm saying is drink plenty of water. So, those are the facts. Now, were they fun? I don't know. And don't forget the little ones. Hydrate the pitney them. Now, we recognize that you may want to consume something other than water some of the time. So, sip on some unsweetened tea. Maybe while sipping tea, have some coconut water. After all, you live on an island. Duh. And here are some tips to help you drink more water in case you're having difficulty. Carry a bottle filled with water every day and keep it in plain sight so you don't forget to drink. Add some lemon or civil oranges to improve the taste. Serve water during meals instead of juice and other beverages. Where there is water, there is a way. I'm sure that's not the saying, but work with me. After all, water works. Drink up!
Children are the future, and ensuring our future is healthy requires that children are always provided with nutritious foods to grow well and live long. Unhealthy diets high in sugar, salt, and fat consumed by children may make them obese and prone to non-communicable diseases later in life. Healthy foods and beverages not only help them learn better, but also protects them from non-communicable diseases such as some cancers, diabetes, hypertension, and cardiovascular diseases in their childhood and adult life. So, whether it's at home, in the lunch bag, or at school, let's make healthy foods and beverages for our children the only rule.
As we celebrate Farmers Month this April and Veterinary Day today, we now draw your attention to the story of a female veterinarian taking on the challenge of farming as a business.
With grit and resilience, women have earned their success in many professions, even the ones that are male-dominant. The stories of their unbreakable persistence have made music across the world. A similar story takes us to a district in Clarendon where we encounter a woman working purposefully to make her mark.
My name is Gabrielle Young. I'm a farmer, I'm a veterinarian, I'm a mother of 2 boys, and I'm many things.
Dr. Young's path to the farm did not begin with that clear destination in mind, but in retrospect seems almost destined.
I studied veterinary medicine at the University of West Indies. I also did a master's degree in livestock production, and then I furthered my studies in a residency at the North Carolina State University in ruminant health and reproduction. My interest in farming was piqued because I kept saying to myself, really, I'm teaching people how to do these things. I teach husbandry, I teach nutrition, I teach management, I teach production. And I kept saying to myself that I think sometimes we need to proof of concept.
So she put thought to action, purchased land, and started a new venture.
And this property I developed into a sheep and goat farm, and I have a few cattle. And then we ventured into many other things, which includes goat's milk yogurt, and goat cheese. We also sell lamb.
The skill set, knowledge, and expertise gained from her previous duties as a veterinarian have helped Dr. Young to set up and expand her farm.
I have learned a lot on production medicine or production of livestock. And everything has to make money. The farm has to pay for the feed to feed the animals. The farm has to pay for its own electricity, its own water. So it's all about efficiency. Because when you're looking at farming from a commercial standpoint, or you want to be efficient or profitable in it, it has to pay for itself.
Along with all her responsibilities on the farm and at her weekday job, she still has to make room for the family.
Mommy has to come home after working a whole day in the field. Thankfully, I don't have to do the cooking. My husband does most of that sometimes and helps with that. But I have to do the homework. Then I have to listen to the stories. Then I have to hear whose problems and who needs a project done. So I do that also. And then, of course, I try and spend as much time with my boys as possible. How I manage all of this is my husband and I are a great team. We don't always agree, though, but we're a good team. And we've always had a philosophy that whatever we do for the boys. So as a woman in farming, it's difficult. I'm not gonna pretty it up. It's difficult. I think we have to work twice as hard or 3 times as hard as the average man, because we don't get any free passes, we don't get any blighs. We do get admiration when we finally reach where we need to reach.
Despite all the challenges, Dr. Young says encouragement also came her way and gives thanks to the Good Samaritans that have helped.
So I got a lot of encouragement from the older stalwarts to keep going when I felt to throw my hands up in the air. You have to be very strong. And I think sometimes as women, when you're strong, it's perceived as being aggressive. And I had to deal with that in my head. Am I being aggressive or am I being strong? And I then just reached a stage where thankfully I had parents who always pushed me really hard. I just had to accept that I am who I am.
With persistency and consistency, she has increased her farm to 300 sheep, 54 goats, 11 cows, a few chickens, a horse, and dogs as security.
I really enjoy what I do. And again, it's for commercial purposes. This is not a hobby farm, right? So the farm produces goat's milk. We make yogurt from the goat's milk, we make cheese, and we also do premium lamb. So all of that is in the mix and selling.
When asked if women should see farming as a career opportunity, the resounding answer is yes.
The reason is it can give you as a woman a sense of independence. In my little district alone, majority of the women, they do chickens. And the chickens, they might do 100 chickens, they might do 200 chickens. And those chickens are what they use to either feed their family, one, they sell locally in the community, and also they also use that money to send their children to school.
Farming is a viable option to extend your network and feed your community while making a profit. If you are thinking about venturing into this path, Dr. Young shares some tips to consider.
You have to plan it out. Make sure first you have your market. If you don't have a market for your product, then don't do it. If you need help, we're willing to assist you, right? And there are many people who will be willing to assist you.
With every new adventure comes its challenges. If you should endure with great fortitude, you will reap the harvest in due season. Dr. Young formed her own company, Trin Jam Farms, distributing fresh goat products nationwide.
We need farmers to produce more, because if they produce more, then they're more profitable. And when they're more profitable, means they're making money for themselves, which is better for Jamaica.
A concept worth trying. What are you purposed to do? Let's continue to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica. Original.
This is where we leave you on today's edition of Jamaica Magazine. Be here on this station tomorrow for more information you can use to transform your life. Until then, visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for this and other offerings. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Remember, live good and do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.